They have some cool like set pieces like this in this game. And I do think the dragon fight in a minute is probably the best boss fight apart from the first one. But I don't know if it's like mechanically that interesting. It's like you just, because you don't feel like you're actually fighting the dragon. That's the thing. It's more of a visually impressive one. The dragon fight in a minute feels like it feels like they're like, yeah, look, we could still do big boss fights in this game, and then it's like kind of like, well, you can't really, like, you're doing it, but you're not doing it like Kratos isn't actually fighting the dragon, really. Because I remember they put it in the trailer where like Atreus is like, "Oh, can you kill something that big?" And it shows him like, you think from the trailer it's like, "Oh, they're doing it." Like God of War still got that like crazy boss fight like essence there, and I don't really think it does. We'll see in a minute. It's been a while since I played this. Maybe I'll feel differently about it.
How much farther do we have to go?
I do not know.
Attacked again?
Definitely.
Oh boy.
I'll be ready.
Hold on. Man, I'm like messing up this combo. Yeah. That's one thing that's cool from, that obviously was in the previous God of War games, is like being able to chain combos together. So you can do 2 R1s, 2 R2s, and then an R1, and then an R2 again. Or 2 R1s, 2 R2s, and then 1 and 2 R1s again. So you extend it from like a 4 combo to a 6, or a 2 to a 6. Stun him. Holy shit, Atreus has jumped on him? That's probably happened before, but I feel like I don't remember them jumping on, like, the ogre. I've seen them, like, jump on, like, normal enemies, but... Oh, shit. By the way, Prang, that, vampire crawlers, by the way, I'm pretty sure... I've noticed this before, if you get too many trophies at once on the PS5, it doesn't, like, pop them all on screen. But that game is just literally a fountain of trophies. Like, it is hilarious that, like, it doesn't seem like it, but it's like, I've got, like, 60 or just, like, 65 trophies or something, just in... I know you've got more as well. It's, like... It's insane. But, that game's awesome, by the way. Like, it's very addictive. It's kind of annoying that, like, games that are so simplistic like that are also so kind of addictive, because it's kind of like, this... I don't know if it feels like... I don't want to call it, like, addict slop, but it's kind of like... It's like, oh yeah, number go up, flashy, like, enemies dying, you know, decent music. Like, it feels... Not that it's like a super... It's kind of like a... I mean, I've not played Balatro, but it's like in that vein of like... Kind of a cookie clicker type game. 134, it's so funny. Yeah, there you go, look. Normal combo, oh no. Well. Here do be the dragon. It's honestly, Prank, it's a shame they don't have a PS5 version, a PS4 and PS5 version. Because Vampire Survivors is a PS4 and 5 version, and I kind of wish that, and so did, no, Ball Pit is only PS5, I think. Yeah, okay, so I was talking about the dragon part. This part's cool. I forgot about this. Because, like, there is an idea where it's like, oh, you are actually fighting it to a degree. Ow. They should... Man, why didn't they do more stuff like this in this game? Like, where you're kind of up close to the boss like this. I mean, I'm getting kind of, you know... Can you block that? I agree, Warlock, yeah. This part's cool, though. I wish the fight had more of this, kind of like fighting in here, with like fighting it from different angles, I feel like. In fact, they even had the opportunity to do things like where you had to use... Granted it would be like the contextual jump again, but like contextually jumping around it to kind of get to flank it and attack it, which is kind of what they do in the Hades fight in God of War 3. But it's like that part there is so short, and I know not very much happens, but it's like, I feel like that part was like cool because it's like you're seeing the scaler and you're actually fighting it. In a minute you see it, but it's mostly just about stunning it with the bombs or whatever, the electrical, like these crystal things.
Is that a sap?
Crystallized sap.
Fucking grenades.
Power inside.
Also, why do these get given to you as things you find in the environment? Why wasn't this a moment where they're like, here's a new item, here's new magic power, like Kratos can now throw a bomb, or maybe they're like grenades you find around and it's like an extra thing. I guess Atreus is kind of like your ranged option.
Are they why the giants left?
Boy, the air grows thin here. No more questions.
But I don't know, like I feel like this game does have like an issue with its... What should I do? Why didn't that go off? That was weird. Yeah, I don't know. There's literally a jump there, Josh.
Do you hear that? Sounds like someone screaming.
Wait, boy.
It's Sindri. Can you kill something that big?
If we can catch it off balance.
I can distract him.
What are you doing?
Also, is this part done just because it's like Kratos has to kill this dragon just to save Sindri? Because Kratos he's not that guy anymore. He doesn't just kill the monster because it's like he's got to kill it because he's got to save Sindri.
Wait for my mark.
Thank you.
Or am I just being pessimistic? Is that pessimism? Is that what I meant? I was so excited for this fight. Yeah, I mean, again though, they do it here. Again, scale-wise, this part's cool. Again, it's all visual, but the idea that he jumps on it, hits it like this, climbs into its mouth and starts... Like, it's so funny how, like, OG God of War they are, and then it becomes this other thing. I guess he doesn't climb into the mouth, he kind of just, like, you know... Like, again, you're already just spamming a button here. Or two buttons. Press R2 to hit up, R1 to hit down. See, he should have cut the tongue off. Like, you could have gone a little bit further there. I'm gonna be so picky about this. Can you throw it here? Shit. Oh my god. Had to expect that. Oh yeah, you gotta hit its eye, right? Or no, it's eye. It's, I guess it's above its eye. That's where the claws go. Oh no, literally. Wait, are you still? No, he's not holding anymore. I guess he dropped it a minute ago. That's the thing, people consider this like, they're like, look, he's fighting the dragon, but it's like, no he's not, he's fucking throwing stuff at it, stuns it, and hits it in the eye. Like... Okay. Oh, you got okay, I guess you, fair enough, yeah, you update his claws here or whatever, but, you know. It's also... Is the dragon smaller than you think it would be? Or am I just... Like, is the dragon kind of small when you think about it? I think the perspective of things is weird in this because, especially if you compare it to the perspective of like things in the old games. Did that just reflect back at me? Got the worst wings. Yeah, did we break them or something, or were they like that initially? Because they look like they've been ripped off. Also, the camera feels like a problem here as well, because you're constantly having to like adjust it. Ow. Ow. They could have pulled the camera out more here as well. Though it's on PS4, so I guess that's something to consider. Damn, I can't even get that full combo. Ow. Can't even get the full combo off. Can you damage it with the axe? Also, one thing I found annoying about like stuff like this is you can't sprint left, right? So it's like here I'm clicking on the right stick, click on the left stick to sprint right, but he won't. You have to like angle it forward to the left. And that's what would have been useful here is a straight left parry, but you have to like turn the camera to like properly run. That was too late. Just stood right in the middle of that. Yeah, and here you have to like turn the camera right away from the boss to like... I feel like I'm being so picky of it, but it's like, it's just awkward to play. Like, it's like constant having to like... Thank you, Atreus. There's my tutorial of how to play the game. My yellow paint. I got lucky with that. Oh my god, man. The kill on the boss is cool. Again, probably not as gory as they could have gone, but still cool.
Are you okay? Yeah. I have a plan. Be ready to lower the crane on my mark.
How does this thing work?
I do not care. Be ready.
I think you're mostly right, Warlock. I think a lot of people have had experience with those games and still say it though. But I think it's more like... I think it's just because the game looks nice, sounds nice, and I think they see it as like... This Kratos in this world is better than the old stuff because it's XYZ, you know? So I think it's kind of like a combination where it's like they... Because they view this as inherently better, it's like everything about it must be better. Or something. But it really is like if you go and compare Santa Monica and Naughty Dog, it's like Santa Monica have done great boss, like, you know, great combat, arguably better combat than Uncharted. Like, if you want to say that, you know, they're different games, so it's hard to compare anyway. But like, you could probably make that claim and argument. But when it comes to like overall game and polish and just quality, I feel like obviously Naughty Dog are higher. And The Last of Us is like a great example of like where they started to do more, you know, RPG elements, but yet they all feel like they all play a part in the game and in the world, and it doesn't feel like it's shoehorned in. But this game is like, but this game it feels like you can hear them saying like, oh, we want to do this, but we don't want to alienate players, so we wanted to make it easy. So then you end up in this thing where it's a half-baked system that doesn't end up as like anything actually useful. Or they're like, oh, the best stuff is at the end of the game, and we're going to ship the game without New Game Plus. And the game's not going to be designed with much endgame content, and the endgame content that's there isn't going to be as good as the main game. You know, and we're going to do we're going to do a crazy boss fight, but we're not going to do it like as good as the old games because we can't. Because of the camera. That's what was funny. Like, if you listen to interviews with all this stuff, they're always like saying like, "Oh, we want to do that, but the camera, and that's one of the biggest things they bring up as like an issue. And it's like, surely at some point they must have gone like, "Oh, maybe this is not what we should do." But to give them credit, even though I think the fight could have been better, they end it well. They start well and they end it well, you know. Which it's what was funny. Like that's why the boulder fight at the beginning is like probably the best fight because like the camera actually works really well with that fight, and especially the sort of pacing and especially on your first playthrough, like your interpretation of it. Whereas this fight kind of shows that, like, oh, they're kind of limited to what they can do combat-wise. You can't jump. You can't, like... I guess you can roll, but, like, the scale is kind of hindered. And to even, like, get the thing to attack the boss, you have to take your eyes off the boss. I think that's, like, the biggest thing that's awkward about that fight. You know, like trying to grab those things, it's like you can't sprint left, so you can't run over to it while looking at the boss. You have to actually kind of turn and look away from the boss, which feels like I would consider a pretty big design flaw.
No, and uptight, fussy. I know what he thinks, but he can't hurt me any. Ah! Burn that.
I do not have time for this.
No. Wait. I have a better idea.
What?
I just need a tooth from that dragon.
I don't know. There's definitely a level of revisionism I'm having with this game where it's like the combat outside of like it is fun. It's not a bad game. I'm still very much like of the mind it's like totally overrated. By a order of magnitude, just it is so insanely like overrated, and it really bothers me because it's like it's not even because that was what bothered me when it's not even that like I think the old games are like so much better, you know. It's not even like me saying that like this is an offense to the series. It's like no, I think it was good. Even like after finishing going through all the other Greek games, I was looking forward to playing this again, and playing it again I've been like, yeah, this is cool.
Just humor me.
Yeah, perfectly. I have it set as an 8 out of 10 at the moment. I was kind of being like, oh, maybe this will be a 9 by the time I sort of finish this playthrough. But I think an 8 feels kind of right, actually.
Oh, sure. Now you're impressed.
But not my least favorite in the series, because I think Ghost of Sparta is that. Which is weird. Also, I will say the writing and the characters and the world I'm mixed on, but I think the characters in particular, I think I love a lot more in this game than I do in the Greek games. I don't really have an attachment to any of the characters in the other games. But outside of that, like I think that. But it's weird because again, it's not even like I'm like, oh, the combat's like way better in the old games. It's like I think it's better, but like it's not some like other level that you know. And I really think the biggest issue of this game is the camera and the RPG systems. And you know what, Warlock? We were talking about the UI the other day, right? About like the menus and stuff like that, like how they're in this game. I'll be honest, I think this looks fine. Ragnarok is bad. Ragnarok is terrible. Like I don't even know what happened with that. And initially I wasn't sure when I saw the preview, but when I actually played it, I was like, yeah. And the more and more I think about it, it's bad. This, I think, at least still has like a... It still fits in with the overall aesthetic of the game, generally. It's not amazing. The RPG systems are annoying and all that, but I don't think it's bad. I want that. Overrated, I did say overrated prank. That doesn't include The Last of Us. What's funny is, I think I prefer this world compared to The Last of Us. Right? But I think The Last of Us is obviously a better game. And I do like this game a lot. Like, I'm realizing more and more, I'm like, this game's awesome. Like, I really do like it. But it's also got really big issues, you know? And it kind of bothers me. And I really hate this. The RPG stuff. I don't even hate it, right? I just wish it was good. You know?
Where did you learn how to do that, Sindri?
Well, after Brock and I parted ways.
Come, boy.
Okay. Feels like it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, I think Last of Us 2 is
Trolls?
I don't feel like super passionate about it compared to like other games,
We are determined.
but I do think it is.
Not because we feel ourselves.
I think you can make. I don't know if it's like definitively better than the original, than the first game. Now, do we upgrade that, or do I try this? This would be cool. Oh yeah, man, I never even thought about this. This would be cool when you get the blades. I wonder what happens if you hit them with melee attacks while you're on this screen.
It feels good to be strong. You know?
Yes, I know.
The innovative thing this game is. Yeah. What's interesting about the one-take camera, one-shot camera, or whatever, is that. Hold on, isn't there something down here? Or is it? Am I thinking of somewhere else? Hold on. What's interesting about like the camera is they kind of were already doing it to a degree in the old games. You know, like not literally, obviously, but like a lot of the camera, like the camera is a big element of those old games of like framing the action and the way it follows through from certain cutscenes and it follows through into the gameplay. And as you're going through a corridor, it zooms in, and as you kind of go out to the thing, it pulls out. And I think they know that, and they do the same in this game. But I think what's so funny is that this game hinders itself with the camera, whereas the old God of War games don't really.